nice. Very nice. Front and back. Leader's garment. Quite happy.
It's alright, isn't it? Looks pretty good in that bad boy.
Excellent, I think the word you're looking for is... Look at that thing. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? Beautiful.
Now, only if you're ready for this.
Welcome back to the OTB podcast, the original and still the best New Zealand mountain bike podcast, brought to you by Maxxis Tyres, Squirt Cycling and Fox Suspension. We told you last week it was going to be the last episode and then we blew it. We spent far too much time talking about bike packing and running, and we missed out on doing our OTB awards. So we are back another week later, pre-Christmas, and we will kick one final show in. Joining me here tonight, my fabulous co-hosts, minus one, Red Dog. How's things in Wellington?
Fantastic here in Wellington, Kerry. Thanks for having me on. And I think this is a bit of a bonus for the listeners, really.
It is a
they
bonus.
get more of us. Some will say that's sort of their loss.
I don't know. I think, we're doing God's work out here, really.
We are.
Also, I missed the memo. I should have put my OTB hat on because you and Chris both have your OTB caps on tonight. So
Yes.
just let me know that in the future, please, guys, so I can be on brand for the show.
Yes. Yeah, but unlike Chris and I, you've got a fabulous head of hair. So why hide it?
True, I try my best.
Lid tonight, KB.
Oh, it's tight lid.
Well, my barber's heading to Bali for about 3 weeks, so I had to get it. I had to go quite short just so I could make it through till he gets back. So hopefully,
What's
he comes
your
back.
interval between haircuts? If you averaged it over the last, say, 5 years,
Maybe monthly.
monthly.
Yeah,
Okay, that's all right. Yeah.
yeah, 3 to 4 weeks. Depends. Sometimes it grows out, gets pretty long. We're not here for hair chat though. We're going to lose the listeners instantly.
Lose
We
my
are
hair,
here
so-
though. We've got a couple of things on the agenda tonight. One, we will have a man who just completed a monumental effort by setting a new fastest known time between Auckland and Wellington. Sam Shaw's going to jump in and join us at some point when he gets home. He's been out riding and had a couple of beers, so he should be a good chat when he gets on. But first, we should kick it in guts and deliver our OTB awards that we promised last week, voted by you guys, the listeners. Definitely not all the listeners, but whoever voted. They put their say in, and their say is what mattered.
Do we have some problems with? Do we have some problems with voter turnout, KB?
Yeah, the voter turnout wasn't good, so if you're not happy with this and you didn't vote, you have no say.
All right,
Just like a local election.
Yeah, we're going to work on voter turnout. This is local government elections right now.
First up, we have a Squirt prize pack from our friends at Squirt Cycling. They've given us a prize pack to give away to a listener, which is it's got a spray bottle with some concentrate sachets in there for bike wash, some chain lube, some tyre sealant, some chamois cream, and I did a random selection out of the listeners. I put them into an internet randomizer, and Richard Houston was the winner. So send us a message, get in touch. Hopefully you're listening. You have won a Squirt prize pack, and we'll get that on the way to you.
What's Richard done to deserve this?
He was just a random draw. He voted. He was a voter. Maybe this is how the
that's
local
fair
elections need to give away some prizes for voters.
He's put himself
Well,
through
that was-
half an episode of pain. In
Yeah.
return, he gets some
Absolutely, it's well worth it. All right, I just made up a few random segments, prize segments, whatever you want to call them. I don't know. I'm completely lost for words there. But first up, I asked for favorite episode. Asked the listeners what their favorite episode was, and Ed Masters from the start of the year was the winner of that one. So that was when he was actually in studio. He came in studio after he had absolutely destroyed his elbow and was potentially quite high on prescription drugs while he was sitting at my house. Good episode though. He was good. That was actually our biggest episode this year as well in terms of listeners.
nice.
So yeah, shout out to Ed Masters. He was a popular one.
Yeah. He was good under that set of stairs too, in the airport that time,
That was actually
or escalator.
that was really solid when he finally made it to that episode. That was another one where we had a guest that nearly didn't make it. Favorite moment? I was hoping there'd be a few, something that would really pop up, but the only thing that really showed up more than once was downhill shuttle stories. People love the downhill shuttle stories.
I don't even remember going on about that. It's probably a common theme, right?
I think it's just one of those things that comes up out of nowhere, and we talk about, things that happen in our youth and downhill shuttles. Like the time, I don't know if I've told this on the podcast, but at a national in Nelson, they were using a furniture truck with a tail lifter. And this is the days of when everyone just piled into the back of a furniture truck with their bikes all laid on top of each other, just getting destroyed with some bits of carpet in between them or something. There was a few people sitting on the back of the tail lifter, because it was out flat, hadn't been, lifted up. And they were sitting on the back going up Fringe Hill Road. And the tail lifter just gave way, like the hydraulics shit themselves and dropped it onto the road. And I'm pretty sure Weasel was one of them. Weasel will no doubt let us know. I think Cam Cole was on there as well, and they just all got ejected out onto the road off the back of this thing, going up for practice.
Fantastic.
Can you imagine the parental complaints these days if a Nationals had uplift like that?
Oh man,
it'd be awesome.
It'd be amazing.
As someone who's actually organised a few races now, KB, local mountain bike hero, Karen Bennett, where do you stand on uplift transport?
You know what?
Do you think you're over servicing the riders at the moment?
I think it built a lot of character in our day to be piled in the back of those furniture trucks. Remember when they would I remember some, and you would get in there with your bike and you would straddle the front wheel and hold onto the handlebars, and then the next person would get in opposite, and you were like sardines in the back of the truck. Sometimes they'd even close the back. Sometimes they'd even close the back door, and you just have no clue how long you'd been going up the hill. No one was sitting there on their phones scrolling TikTok. You were just getting...
I had one in Germany in the back of a full closed-in Sprinter, and it was it was so hot. I was there with Sam Baker, and they shut the back door, and it was so dark, you couldn't even see your hand in front of you, and it was just like a hot box for about 35 minutes.
I reckon the number of times Kiwi mountain bikers could have been mistaken for people being human trafficked across Europe because of the way they've travelled.
Up hills.
All of your belongings in a box that's got holes in it, and you're in the back of a panel van with no oxygen for 12 hours going from one obscure part of Europe to another, and you're going through a checkpoint and someone doesn't have a passport, so they're hiding. But you're doing it.
That's a reality.
Fun. Yeah, it's just the way it is.
Yeah. There's a story that back in the day, and this is around the era that I was first at Mont Saint Anne, that Chris Kavarik couldn't get into Canada because of a DIC charge, and so he hid in the, I believe it would have been Intense. He only ever rode Intense, in the Intense trailer, and they smuggled him across the border into Canada in the back of the Intense trailer. Nice. And I think that was the weekend he won as well.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah. No one but Chris Kavarik would pull something like that off.
Do you remember the just that feeling of going up a shuttle road in the back of one of these said trucks, and then it having to hit a gear, change a gear, and it'd be whoop, and you'd be
first you'd get thrown forwards, and then you'd get thrown backwards.
Backwards, and every now and then they'd miss it, and it would stop, and
and then everyone has to climb off. That stuff is it was like a house of cards, right? Because all the bikes are stacked in, and then all the riders are sort of standing around the outside, and you're kind of holding on to a bike, but then someone's on the other side holding on to the same bike, which is kind of counterweighting it, and then you're holding on to someone next to you who's holding on to the person next to them. So it's just this big fucking wobbly jelly of bikes and people that if one person just goes, I'm done with this, everyone's out.
Everyone's out.
Yeah. I think that forged a real strong community. I think that's why the sport is the way it is.
Do you think the kids these days know what shuttle rash even means?
Yeah, but
No,
they're putting
I
blooming
suspect
ride
they're
wrap
more,
on their
more
bikes, aren't they?
concerned with like sunlight rash, and
Insta bangers.
insta banger rash. The kids are all right, KB. They're
That
better
could
than we were.
happen. Yeah. Downhill shuttle stories will never get old, and we could go on for days. We could.
We got more awards?
We do have some more awards, but I think we're about to have a special guest. No, but Pettigale was there for the end of Sammy's ride. Much better than I tried to get Red Dog to go down and get an interview, but he didn't show up.
Petty cut our lunch.
It was a rare occurrence actually. I was looking after the kids.
What? That you were looking after
Was
the
that
kids?
That you were looking after your children.
No, I just read that she was out riding in the evening.
A disappointment that you didn't make it there. But Paddy Gower, true journalist, he made it there. He's a big cycling fan too, so of course he made it there.
He's a big mountain bike.
He is. He's been
He's
doing a
good.
bit lately by the looks of it too.
Paddy, if you're listening.
All right, next award, New Zealand Male Rider of the Year. Any guesses where you reckon this one went?
What's the classification? Sexiest?
Just New Zealand Male Rider of the Year. There was
okay.
I didn't put any sort of look, judgment or anything on it. It was just what the listeners chose who their Rider of the Year was.
I thought this was the FHM Awards again.
Oh man, RIP FHM.
Sorry, back on track.
Any guesses?
Whoa.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh,
Sam Shaw.
Just had to download an app and do all that stuff, so.
That's all right. We're mid-episode, so that's good. We've got you on here. We've got an OTB awards this year. The listeners have voted, and we just got on to New Zealand Male Rider of the Year. Unfortunately, you hadn't pulled off this feat before this ride that you've just done before we put them out. So it wasn't you, but I'm just trying to see who everyone reckons that could have been this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be expecting that anyway. No way. Not even after that.
Have you got any guesses who the voters could have voted for?
For male rider of the year?
Yeah. I just left it as male rider of the year. Left it out there as a no specific discipline, just what people thought.
And can be judged on anything as well, like the results, but also just general contribution to the world.
Well,
Fine.
I've just been watching like the Enduro World Series episodes, so I'll probably say Charlie.
Yeah,
so
nice.
that's
I'll
fresh,
take that.
solid.
Yeah.
fresh in my mind right now. Yeah, definitely.
I thought there would be more Charlie votes because he had a hell of a season. There was some in there, but the rider of the year this year was Ollie Clark. That was the overwhelming rider of the year vote. So, he edged out Lockie, but shout out to Ollie Clark. He had a good season.
Yeah, there's a lot of good riders right now.
But yeah, I mean, it was actually, I was looking at it and I was like, you've got like Charlie and EWS, you've got Cam Jones, you've got like juniors, you've got elites. Like there's so many across all disciplines this year. But we won't go too deep into that because we've got Sam on. How are you feeling, mate? You've been out riding already 2 days post ride.
It's on the horse.
Yeah, man, I haven't taken a day off since actually.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I don't drink many beers anymore, and so I've just had a few because we've just been celebrating a club ride, Could Be King club rides down in Wanaka for Christmas, and I just went a bit late. Sorry.
No, you're all good.
It kind of got to my head.
We run a loose program, so
yeah. But no, we just had a kind of club ride / race, and feeling surprisingly good. I joined in for the final lap race, which is pretty unexpected.
Nice.
But the legs look like twice the size right now. They're friggin' swollen.
I'm not surprised, mate.
Yeah, there's definitely some aftermath from Monday's effort.
I bet. Before we go into Monday's effort, So that's Could Be Keen that you guys have got you kind of set up down there. Is that the name? Like that's what you actually call it? Could Be Keen?
Yeah, it is. It is Could Be Keen, which is really fitting for it. It was kind of like a little creation from Jeremy Presby and I. There's always a group chat down here in Wanaka for kind of missions that weren't mountain biking.
Yeah.
As in like downhill based mountain biking, and it was a Could Be Keen chat for more like endurance based cross country or gravel kind of missions, and it kind of just turned into purely gravel missions or like stupid big things, and then we kind of just asked the group for permission if we could use Could Be Keen for our club name.
It's pretty epic. It looks like from the outside you guys have built something pretty awesome down there. Like I don't even know, like I feel like community is a better word for it just by the looks of it, It looks really cool.
Yeah, I think I can speak for both of us here. We're like really stoked on how well the whole like community has been received by everyone. Like a lot of people have seen it, and it's kind of doing exactly what we wanted. But it was just for like connecting people and gravel and cycling, and like it kind of creating a hub. People could turn up in Wanaka that haven't been here with their bike and come and join in and meet people and find like places to ride. Just make it easy.
That's really, really cool in Wanaka because Wanaka's sort of been a bit of a bubble historically, eh? Like a bit clicky.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for everyone here, but I feel like it's hard to get into a lot of towns. So it's not always easiest to turn up somewhere and just rock into communities. Well, actually, I found with mountain biking, you could always turn up and rock straight in to the whole scene.
That's so
but
sick.
But maybe in I don't really know. I haven't been into cycling for years, but there actually has always been cycling clubs. But maybe it was just harder to find on social media and things like that. That you could just rock into a group and find the locals rides. Kind of cool story actually. Since we're talking about our club, is there's actually another club called Here There in Auckland, and just before my ride that I did on Monday, I hit them up I was like, this is perfect because they're on social media. I was like, can you show me the locals? And yeah, Johnny Price, one of the club guys, got back to me and took me around his local, like the best loop in Auckland, I'd say.
Nice.
So, just a really good way to connect with people. Yeah.
I'm in a gravel group chat here in Nelson, but it's always like 5 hours on a Sunday, which is non-existent for me. So I should probably just rename it like Can't Be Fucked because I'm never going to make it there.
I think
can't be asked. Yeah.
If we had a club like that, KB, it would just be called like I've got about an hour.
Yeah, that's it.
I think
and I'm going now.
Like, the theme I'm hearing from Sam is your club's got to have like quite a cool name, like kind of like sort of like new school outdoor sort of vibe. Like
I like that. I've got an hour's pretty good actually.
Yeah, I've got
you got to think
I
about.
I can be down with that.
You can't just slap any old name on it.
No,
yeah,
no, it can't be boring like the Wanaka Gravel Riding Club. It's got to be something real.
Sam's okay at the moment because he's only got one kid. If he has two, that's when he's going to understand that I've got an hour.
No, I know. I know. I'm squeezing out all these last little things out of the lemon before there's two kids, basically.
Auckland Wellington ride sort of does seem like you're already going that way because you're going, I've only got one day available.
It's like ride for 17 hours.
A weekend.
It's funny that you say that because that's exactly what's happened. I'm like, okay, I can't spend like a week fucking around here. Like, I've got cool shit to do, but it's got to be in a day.
Oh, man. So, I mean, I've watched like plenty of stuff. I followed along on the socials. It was actually really good. It was cool having Charlie and that following along all day, and it was great because it was like, he was updating your socials, his, like it was getting shared all over the place. So it was super easy to follow, which was good, and keep track of it. An epic crew there. Bubbles, who's a friend of the show. He's been a long time supporter of you and Charlie as well, which is awesome. So cool to see him there involved. But man, I mean, you mentioned like Lachlan Morton set the record. It was this year, wasn't it? He did it at the start of this year. He
Yeah,
broke the
Jan.
record.
Mid-Jan.
Yeah.
Late Jan. Yeah.
And so did that kind of kick off the like, maybe I should do this?
100% it did. Yeah. I'm a diehard Lachlan Morton fan. Just get that out there. Like I watch all his shit on YouTube. I watch a lot of shit on YouTube, but yeah, when his ones come out, the top of the list. Well, actually, GCN first, and then and then his video came out on this particular ride, and yeah, probably like 2 minutes into the video, I was like, that's what I want to do.
That's awesome.
And I was probably got a bit excited, and I like messaged a few people like, I'm doing this like fucking next week or in a month or whatever. And then I think his average speed came out, or like I hadn't seen that yet. And then I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that next week.
Like, a few months.
I need to train and like learn how to beat Aero and yeah, like actually kind of study how to move fast for a long time.
That's a really long time.
So you've never done anything like that, like sat in an aero position for a long time, or
no? Honestly, haven't sat in the aero position for a long time until thinking about that kind of effort. So I've definitely done a lot of long rides though. I've actually done a longer elapsed time in the saddle than what I'd done on Monday, but 470 Ks, and it took like 19 hours.
Oh, so that was your Wanaka to Christchurch fastest known time that you set?
No, that was last year's
another one.
Wanaka to Christchurch. I did a Wanaka to Christchurch after work, so I did it throughout the night.
Just after work.
Yeah.
I just had to commute to Christchurch.
Yeah, he's just commuting.
Yeah, no, I literally finished building for the day and went home, and then got on my bike and biked to Christchurch overnight.
Can I
That's out of the dad playbook, though, eh? They're asleep.
Yeah, but that is something I would recommend to anyone to do once. Is like, maybe not if you're tired already, but if you're like feeling good, to like do a night mission just once. That's a sick experience.
I'm going to go on a quick side quest on that, actually. Someone we're all a fan of, Hadley Boyce, actually, I know has a similar story. When he was training to go to Europe a long, long time ago, I think the first time he went, and he was working as a postie, and then he had to go home to Palmerston North to see his family, and his van ran out of petrol, so he just rode his mountain bike.
Yeah.
No, it's not Wanaka to Christchurch, but... And then he also had a heart attack when he was training to go to Europe because he was training too hard. But
holy shit!
This is like 20 years ago, so he's fine now.
Okay, so yeah.
I remember again another side story. I'd never actually had this story confirmed, but I think it's true. When Masters, when he was living in Wanganui, there was a shuttle day in Levin, I think it was, and he wanted to go, but no one had space for him, but they could take his bike, so he rode his road bike there to go do shuttles. And this is when he was like 15 or 16 or something.
Yeah.
Epic quests everywhere. So back to Sam's story, since we've got him here. But so you said that you did your Wanaka to Christchurch fast known time a couple of months ago, or a few months ago. And that was that kind of like a tester of like, what do I need to do? Was that just something else you wanted to do?
No, it was exactly a tester. So I needed to see whether I could actually average 35k an hour for that amount of time, and so I did a self-supported trip from Wanaka to Christchurch. Self-supported meaning that I just had to stop at Four Squares and get my own food and do all that kind of stuff. And so I set off and did that like end of winter, so it was not like ideal at all. Didn't set a date, so I didn't do it based around weather or anything. So I ended up doing that. I think if you took out my stop time, I stopped for like 22 minutes, and it was just shy of 35k an hour, and that was with like pretty average win for a lot of it, and then kind of good win, and then kind of mutual win for the
So-
last 3 hours.
So that was like 30, 35 with your stops taken out.
Yeah, and so I
Yeah.
came out of that one like really confident. I still had a lot of time, like a couple months to build up and
Because it was
recover
just
from that.
shy of 14 hours, wasn't it? So you weren't
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
not too much less, really.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like I didn't eat for the last 5 hours of that one, and so I was
Jesus.
like, okay, so if I do nutrition better and I have someone feeding me and blah blah blah, I could definitely get Lockie's time, but I still don't know what it's like to ride anywhere over 500 k's
Yeah.
because I've never done that.
Into the unknown.
So there was still there was a lot of knowns, and then there was that big unknown.
Did that
which we
weigh on
could-
you when you're doing the
Definitely.
ride?
Yeah. It was always a point. So I haven't actually ridden over 471 k's, which I just rounded up to 500. So I was like, okay, as soon as I hit the 500k mark, I'm in like extremely unknown territory. And I actually did start cramping at that point in the ride, which we solved with a mince and cheese pie.
Yeah, so I read that.
Boys, this is what we need for the
Herald
Walker
article.
next year.
I was actually going to pick your brain on this, Sam. Read that in the Herald article that they wrote, and I thought it was really interesting. We need a pie station at Walker.
Yeah. I honestly like you get to like this is 500 k's in, but yeah, you get to a point where I think you have tried all the science and all the salts and everything, and it just I don't know what's in a pie that does it, but accumulation of salts, fats, carbs, must just work. Protein, it must all just kind of, because it was literally like a minute. Had the pie, 1 minute later, no cramping.
Again.
This is us. We're on next year, guys. We're on.
Yeah, yeah,
We're gonna have pies at the feed zone.
and this was in Bulls, and then I was just heading into like a kind of crossy headwind, like a slight headwind but major crosswind,
Yeah.
and just was able to put my head down for like 80 k's and send it.
That
And then-
bit is
'cause I-
rank too. That section of
Yeah.
that right rank.
But I knew I just had to make it to Otaki, and then the wind was going to be back in my favor, basically. So that was the only point where I was like, yeah, let's freaking send this.
Had
So
you
did you-
studied the wind, Sam? Had you worked out the best time of the year to go?
Definitely. Yeah, that it was all a big scheme for sure. Like I really wanted to plan this out well, train for it, and get the weather right, because there's such a long distance. You kind of have to get that part if you want to get a reasonably fast time. Because I had planned it for Friday the 12th.
Oh, right.
And that was like the worst southerly possible.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
riding into that
It's
all
like
day
the
while
worst
just
weather
hating life?
possible, yeah. And that's the hard part, because you need a crew for it. So I had to message Charlie and Bubbles and Jay and Tom and be like, guys, sorry, we're gonna have to move the date. And I felt kind of nervous about that, but literally everyone was like, bro, we're here for you.
That's awesome.
Let's switch our flights. Yeah. That was I don't know, I got a lot of appreciation for my crew. Like literally, I know I did it, but they did it. So
Yeah.
like there's no way I could do it with. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling on about that, but there's no way I could do it without those guys.
That's awesome.
Amazing support, and yeah, like fucking not putting any pressure on me at all.
So
It's wild how that kind of stuff can pick you up when you're at the bottom of the barrel. Like I read also in your Herald, I did my research actually. The other bit
I
in
haven't
the
even
Herald
seen
article.
this.
Well, put it this way: Paddy Gower's interview article and stuff is just like a transcript, I'm pretty sure, of a conversation written by
Yeah.
ChatGPT. The Herald one's pretty good.
Yeah.
But talk about like the people on the side of the road and stuff cheering you on, and it's amazing how much that can kind of pick you up.
Yeah, I don't know what it said in the Herald, but yeah, like the first guy that came out was a mate from uni, Regan. He came out. I forget where he freaking lives now, but close to Otahuonga. And yeah, he was like the first one out, and I just kind of like cried a bit.
It's sick.
Oh,
I
it's
was like,
epic.
oh, that's so lame. I got to get back in the zone. And then and then it just happened. It didn't see next people till Wanganui, but yeah, same kind of thing happened. Not that they would have seen because they just bypassed it 40k. I was like, thank you.
See,
Bye.
It just looks like you're being a real snob because you just like head down, bit of a wave, but it's like it's not
You
like you
got-
can stop and have a yarn.
Because you get
Yeah, but-
hit in a bucket, and everyone's going, "Who's that dude with a bucket on his head?"
No, you switch the aero helmet out.
I changed the aero helmet. The aero helmet's a funny one because we were all like, yeah, we all just kind of thought it was really cool. That's freaking hot too. So yeah, there was, as soon as it heated up, we were like, "There's no way that's lasting all day." So that lasted like 4 hours. But yeah, it was cool to like start in the aero helmet. But yeah, probably not necessary. But so
you didn't stop at all, not even to go for a leak.
nah, not once. And most people ask about the toilet thing. So I'll give you.
Did you go over the top of the bib or out the leg? Because Chris has always asked me this. You
Hot
can't go
debate
out the leg;
this.
it's too tight.
Yeah.
No way you go out the league.
So
Who does that?
you're going out the top, not the bottom.
You got to go out the top.
Just curious.
I'll give you a description because this is so that Christchurch trip I did was like that was a big. I was like, I got to figure out how to maintain speed,
Mm.
and I was actually stopping to take pisses on that road, and then I kept losing my average speed. I was like, okay, so stopping to take a piss is not an option. Like you can't stop. Like that's such a waste of time. Anyway, so it finally happened when I was going down into the Rakai Gorge, and I was like, yep, I need to go to the toilet, and I'm not stopping. So you got to find like a downhill. This is like essential.
It's good to know.
And it has to be a nice downhill. Like obviously can't be sketchy as. And then you if you're good with both your hands off the bars, you take them off and you kind of like pull your top up a bit, pull your bibs down properly, basically get everything out, and then you can use one hand, and like turn your whole like hip sideways.
Oh,
and
it
you can
just
push
sounds
out to the
dangerous.
side. Then you can like have one hand on the bars and you can push to the side, and literally you're just praying that a vehicle doesn't come towards you because they can literally see everything, and it feels like real bad public indecency. Because
So if you're let's say you're pissing off the left hand side of the bike, are you taking the left hand off the bars or are you going under the arm? Like which?
you're going under your left hand's on it, and you're going under your left arm.
Yeah,
Okay.
it makes sense.
Yeah. So you've got a window to work through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's funny how it works because you just have to try it, but the stream works perfect, and then it goes past your leg that you think you're going to piss on,
Okay.
and then it fucks out, and it goes all splashy and whatever.
Goes everywhere.
Yeah, but
So
that's all gone.
I'm going to give this a crack on the commute to work tomorrow. Just
Yeah,
Your
you'll see me
commute to
going
work
down
is
Niall
quite
Street.
short. Yeah.
I'll get the e-bike up to speed, right? And then
Yeah.
we'll go round and roundabout and then into it.
You'll
Yeah,
get
and it
arrested on
works.
Hardy Street when you go
Yeah.
past the police station.
Yeah, and the size of your piece doesn't matter. Like it can be tiny because mine
Generally, or
just completely disappeared yesterday.
As they do.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
it doesn't like road biking.
See, this
I
is the
want to
type
hear
of
from
stuff
the
that
ladies
the
on this one
Herald
as well because
is
it's
not
the same
gonna get
problem,
you.
right? Like,
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so and then the other thing was, so I took 3 pisses yesterday, on Monday.
Only 3. That's pretty.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
you were
I
you
imagine
were
there's a
just
lot more
probably
fluid in than
absolutely
out.
drenched from
I-
sweat and everything. So
I did sweat from start to finish. That was the crazy part. I wasn't expecting to actually be a sweaty boy for 17 hours. But but the first one was like I pissed, and then you know how you're like in a funny position and you don't quite piss properly. Anyway, I
Don't
kind of
quite get
like
it all out.
yeah. I was kind of like, oh, I'm done, and then I sat back down on my seat and I just pissed myself. there was like another 100 mils there, and it just came out.
There's a tube that got squeezed
Oh,
in the It's like you
you
stood
just-
on the hose.
Yeah, exactly that. And there's a video on the news, and Charlie's like giving me my cream because I was like, bro, I just pissed myself. I need to put cream back like everywhere.
Holy shit!
Oh, good.
And
This is true journalism right here.
Yeah, and then the second one was magic. Like, not even a car came past the other way, so I didn't flash anyone. And then literally, that was in the first 150 k's, and then 400 k's later, I need to take another piss.
Man,
And the 400 k's part is the essential part because I don't know. I guess I was in the zone. I didn't realize I needed to
that would
take
be
a
like
piss.
16 hours later for me.
Yeah, and then the
That's not-
van was behind me, so they were watching. And I was going down this slight hill, and there was a lot of oncoming traffic, so I just didn't give a fuck at this point.
Just had to go.
Yeah, no, I had to go.
God.
I wasn't stopping. And it was like when Austin Powers came out of that cryogenic chamber.
It just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah, bro. It was like 2 minutes, and like, and this was like jumping back to the first piss where I pissed myself, and I was like, that's not happening again. And so I'd be like, nah, I'm not done. And so like the stream would stop, and then I'd be like, nah, and then it would start again, and it'd go for like 10 seconds, and then it would stop, and I'd be like, okay, maybe I still need to go, and then it'll just start again. And it's happened like 6 times. I was like, there's no freaking way.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And it just took like 2 minutes. I was like, I'm so lucky I picked like a long slight downhill for this one. Because I would have putted out of freaking, yeah.
So I
That's
think the moral
Awesome.
we've learnt out of this though is that you need like a long, smooth downhill. So I don't know if this is going to work at the Waka because like trying to do it down Tihio Tower probably won't work.
Yeah, nah.
That's what I'm wondering. Like coming down split ends. I mean, my fucking chain's having enough trouble staying on, let alone me holding it together taking a piss.
Yeah. So we might need to see if they can put some descents down some gravel roads in there next year.
Not to go on about this point too long, but surely someone somewhere's rigging up a catheter type system for this, eh?
Yeah.
Like, there's enough people doing this shit now going, there's going to be a better way.
Nah, I just gave you the best way.
That's it. That's science.
That's
Patented.
fake. That's
Yeah.
fake.
That's it. Great stuff.
That is absolute peak science.
Well, there we go.
So you averaged 36.8 k's an hour for 17 hours and 21 minutes.
Yeah.
And your average power was 257 watts. Hopefully you don't mind me sharing that. I found it on your Strava, so it's out there in the public anyway. There's probably plenty of people listening to this podcast that would struggle to average 257 watts for an hour, let alone 17. Like,
The people on
Were
this
you-
podcast that would
Me.
struggle to do that.
were you watching your power, or were you just purely focused on keeping that average speed up?
Nah, that was also the power was also one of these like learning curves that I've taken this year.
Pretty
to,
critical,
like,
eh?
Yeah, to prepare for this kind of effort. So no, I was watching that like a hawk, to be honest. So it actually dropped significantly at about the 400k mark, but I was trying to keep like a normalized power or average weighted power of around 300, and I managed to kind of achieve that just out of Wanganui. And then after that, like I was saying, I just cramped and blah blah, and I just didn't care. I was kind of like, whatever it is at this stage, it's fine. But I kind of wanted to keep it up as long as I could until that point. But for the watching your power output was really essential on like climbs.
Big time.
Might be coming from like a mountain biking background, but I really can't gauge my efforts on climbs. Like I'll just see a climb and be like, yeah, let's get up it, and probably put out way more than I should, like 500 or 600 watts or something. And so throughout this whole ride, I was trying to not go over 400. But funnily enough, I like look back at my power output and like the first climb from the supposed old post shop in Auckland to like Newmarket, and it's going like 600 watts or something, and there's like a 1,000 watt output.
I saw there was a peak of like 1,000, just over 1,000 in there.
Yeah, and I was like,
you wouldn't be the first person to fucking try and get out of Auckland as quickly as they could, though.
yeah, well, that I was stoked, man. So I'd set the fastest Strava time leaving Auckland, basically. Because I
that's a
averaged like
flex.
40 k's from Auckland out to Bombay.
Brilliant.
So yeah, that wasn't part of the plan, but I was stoked it kind of ended up that way.
So you ended up beating Lockie's time by just a bit over an hour, which is pretty freaking gnarly. Is that because I think you were kind of aiming for like 18, weren't you? I think that was kind of like your goal. At what point did you realize like you were about to smash it? How far through were you like, man, I'm ticking along real good here?
Like sounding cocky or overconfident. At about 300 k's in, I think I was talking to Charlie, and I was like, I was already thinking in my head, obviously, but I was like talking like that was a sure thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
damn sure thing. That was your Instagram handle for a while, wasn't it?
yeah, it was. But I'd kind of like done the math in my head, and it was like I was already 20 k's ahead or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, all I've got to do is average 37k to the top of National Park, which is like a 50k climb. And then I was like, if I can maintain that to the top, I'll be basically just trying to maintain food intake by that point, and it'll be good to go. And yeah, I got to the top of like going past Okuni turnoff, which is like we're about 380 k's in at this point, and I was just clicked down to 37k an hour, and I was like, oh, we're so fucking on.
Nice.
But you're still 300 k's away,
Yeah. Still a bit to go.
so you're like confident, but 300 k's is it's a long time still.
Where's the bulk of the climbing? Is it kind of through the middle?
Yeah, it's if you look at the profile, there's a massive spike from Tekawiti to the Okuni turnoff to like top of National Park. And yeah, it's like all within that 50 k's, so you kind of just climb up gradually for that whole period. And there's a few like 3k kind of climbs in there, but nothing too crazy. You can still
Had you
Yeah.
Had you kind of worked out like what your average speed needed to be on those climbs?
Nah, it was all just power.
Yeah.
I didn't care about what
Just
speed I was
riding
going
to
up the
power,
climbs.
just so you didn't like
Yeah.
destroy yourself.
It was all about maintaining like what I knew I could with output. So I was pretty confident I could maintain 300 watts if I needed to for like 10, 12 hours. But if I was to push like 500 watt effort for a few minutes or a minute even, it probably would have really burnt a few matches.
Yeah, burns them
when
real
you've
quick,
got to
doesn't it?
carry on for another 200 k's or something.
How do you do that when you're riding for that far and that long, while keeping an eye on like the numbers? Like,
Yeah,
do you
I hit it
do you spend the whole time looking at your computer or not?
up the climbs. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. I was literally I was looking at the scenery and all that kind of stuff. Like, it was beautiful, but I was definitely looking down a lot and making sure that I was just maintaining, especially on a steep climb, because, like I was saying, it's quite hard to not get too excited and kind of jump up the power too heavy. But no, I was definitely keeping a close eye on that thing.
Was it
Especially-
mentally taxing?
Nah. I think like I couldn't have asked for everything to kind of come together better for me. Like, I was in a really good headspace. I think I'd said to anyone that talked to me, I was like incredibly excited to be like even giving it a go.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I'd had like a crazy good sleep the night before. But
So
okay.
you went to bed at like 4:30 or something, didn't you?
Yeah. Okay. Like crazy good sleep as in I went to bed. I had a nap at 2 for like half an hour, and then woke back up, got all my shit ready. I was like, get all my food and stuff, and then jumped back into bed at like 4:30 and had like a 2 hour sleep. And we're talking like I just jumped into bed and I went to sleep, not like I'm lying there trying to get to sleep. And then I woke back up and like Jay had just turned up, and so I like caught up with him. And then I was like, I better go back to sleep again. And then woke back up, and Bubbles had turned up at like 9 o'clock. So I caught up with him, and then like the whole gang's there at this point. I just got him back from going out to dinner and stuff. And then we all kind of hung out for half an hour. And then I was like, all right, I better go back to sleep again. And then just fell back asleep.
That's amazing. How
Wow.
that just doesn't even seem fathomable. Like
Nah,
to be able
like-
to just
4 different sleeps.
unreal.
That's
Yeah.
so sick. You must have been in such a good fucking headspace for it.
Yeah. No, I was just so keen for it. And I think I just knew, or maybe my body just knew what it had to do. So it
I
was
feel-
kind of cool that it agreed.
I'm feeling inspired, eh? Like I think I'm heading out over the hills tomorrow morning. I'm not going to work.
Yeah, man, do it.
You should ride to Christchurch, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah,
run to your
Charlie's having
house.
a party, bro. Go to
Yeah.
the party.
Come ride to my place. It's probably a bit easier.
Yeah, no, I've got an hour, mate.
Yeah, come over. We'll just have beers. That sounds like a
Good
way
man.
better idea.
We'll have a sauna.
Yeah, I had a sauna yesterday. They're freaking amazing.
Oh, how good.
Great, eh?
Yeah, good
Oh,
reset.
good. Would have felt
Has
nice.
Lachlan Morton reached out to you?
no, he hasn't. So I was
Oh.
just laughing because a lot of people ask that. But yeah, like I said, I'm a massive fanboy. I'm sure he's a super nice dude. I bet he just hasn't seen anything. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet he has. He's definitely
I
seen
guarantee
something.
you he's been sent it so many times by now.
I bet he's one of those guys that just has a break from social media and just turns everything off.
Could also see that.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that that a few other people are going to be lining up for it now?
That's actually what I would love to see. It'd be cool that it turns into some actual big race that heaps of people aim for, and it's a cool mission. Like, maybe I made it look too fun or something, but it was huge.
I reckon we should do it.
I feel like you've got to be a pretty, and I don't want this to sound bad, but a pretty unique individual to go and put yourself through that. I don't know if there's too many of you out there that are going to go and chase that down.
Yeah, well, it went through my head a bit when I decided I was going to do this, and I was like, I wonder if anyone else is going to do it.
Well, hadn't it been like 30 something years since it was last broken?
I was like, I can't believe I'm the only one that wants to go try to beat this guy.
Yes, so.
But yeah, there was a thought that I had heaps. I was like, surely someone else kind of saw that and was like, yeah, I want to do it. But anyway, maybe someone else. I'm sure there was. Maybe they just haven't done it yet, but they might now.
They might start popping up.
Yeah.
No aero bars. Was that purely because Lockie hadn't run aero bars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've never used aero bars to start with. I actually think it's pretty. I think it's actually just cool. I don't know if that's kind of childish, but it's just kind of cool doing it on a road bike.
Yeah,
without
I'm
aero
here for
bars.
that.
Yeah, it's just kind of cool using it's not old school by any means, but just a regular road bike.
Yeah, well, everyone that's done it so far has done it just on a road bike, so good to keep in tradition.
So that's like the clout or the law behind it. But those guys back in the day, you can't even compare these bikes to those bikes. These are aero. These are like tri bikes compared to those bikes.
Yeah, and I mean their times were still pretty damn fast.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been shared some history since then. There's
I'd love to read some of the backstory to those guys doing it.
Yeah, there's ones from 1930s,
no way.
Newspaper clippings of wartime stories and stuff of people coming back from the war and just biking from Auckland to Wellington.
So they've got massive PTSD and they just need to go and get out of Auckland and do something.
Running from something.
Yeah.
Well, that's. I mean, I I got out of Auckland, kind of the same thing, like PTSD out of Auckland, but we drove.
You didn't ride though.
Yeah.
Probably took you longer to drive there as well.
Yes, it definitely did.
Yeah, a few people messaged that. They're like, there's like a 2-day trip in my car.
But there's a lot of people who commute from central Auckland to Mount Wellington like every day of the week who are going, fucking hell, that's more efficient to ride a bike.
Yeah.
Wow, that is epic, mate. Have you got anything else lined up on the?
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us exactly what it is if you don't want to share it yet, but you've got some other missions lined up.
Yeah, I always had so the Christchurch, the Wanaka to Christchurch, and the Auckland to Wellington, and then the top of the island to the bottom of the island. This was like a 3-part plan that I always had for a while now. Ever since probably the Lachlan. Oh no, it was like since like 6 months ago. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna make a 3-part plan. It's gonna be Wanaka, Christchurch, Auckland, Wellington, and then all going well, I'll do the whole country. And after Christchurch, I remember talking to Jay who shot it, and I was like, I'm not doing anything anymore. And then after this one, I'm like, yeah, I'm keen as. So I'm really satisfied right now, but if it works out, I'd love to do the whole country.
Can we get you on like a whole country, but when you get on the ferry, you've got to sit on a trainer so that you pedal across the Cook Strait?
Hell no.
Yeah, so I was wondering about this as well. Like, once people start trying to go for an FKT across the whole country and you kind of set the bar, do you get to set the rules, like the quirky rules, like the aero bar thing, right? So now that you've beaten Lachlan's time without aero bars, it'll forever be a no aero bars thing.
Nah, it's not a rule. You can use aero bars.
No, but it is. It may as well be a rule because no one's going to accept the result next time with aero bars.
Yeah,
It's
they're like that.
you know, that's
It's not
legend.
cool.
And so
Distance.
you've got the opportunity now with the next thing you do, just throw a curveball in there. Like, you know, yeah, you can do it on a road bike, but you've got to carry
You
an
gotta wear
orange in
baggies.
your backpack or something. You know,
You got to pedal
Yeah.
one of
Yeah,
those
you've gotta-
those pedal floating bike things across the Cook Strait.
Well, it's funny you say that because Jeremy and I were just talking about that, and he's like, yeah, so because supposedly I got to do some research, but I think the New Zealand one's a self-supported journey, so no, you don't have a
Oh,
vehicle
right.
doing stuff.
Yeah.
And so he's like, so how are you going to do the straight, like self-supported?
Swim it.
Swim.
Yeah, and I was like, I think they put out those like foil bikes
Yeah.
a few years ago. Like everyone
Yeah.
saw them for like a
Yeah,
minute,
yeah.
and then they're just
Yep.
gone.
I can see it. Yep,
Yeah.
paddleboarding.
Hit it.
I mean, that would be cool, but I'll be so fucked. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, you'll
safety
be sleeping on the Inter-Islander.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you reckon the South Island... Is the South Island... Would that be shorter or longer? I've
It's
never really
shorter.
looked into it.
Is it?
No, South Island's longer, but easier.
Flatter.
Yeah, well, it's funny because it's like the mountain island. North Island's definitely way more lumpy than the South Island road. So yeah, it's like I think you do like 900 k's in North Island and then 1,000, 200 or 300 or something.
Right.
I don't know the stats exactly. Don't listen to me, but it's something around there, and it's definitely flatter in the South Island.
Yeah,
Nicer-
I guess
nicer
if you like,
people as
it's
well.
pretty flat down the plains.
Right, the people in North Island are nice as. I've had great experiences. Everywhere,
agree,
all over
Sam.
New Zealand.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll let you, unless you boys have got anything else you want to ask him from this epic journey. But otherwise, I feel like we should probably let him call it a night because he's probably still somewhat cooked.
Yeah, nothing more, Sam, other than great work. It was awesome. And it's cool that a mountain biker did it. We're always pretty stoked when a mountain biker does something in another sort
Yep.
of codes. Thanks for representing
man.
us, mate.
Yeah,
Anytime.
get in touch with the I've got an hour club next time you're in Nelson.
Got about an hour.
We'll take you out
We've
for
only
an
got
hour.
but
Our power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Not
don't
much
believe
power.
it. Everyone just rips in Nelson. Nah, stoked. Thanks heaps for having me.
No, you're real welcome, and I'm sure the listeners will be stoked to hear the story too. So, and we got some real behind the scenes stuff too, which is great. You know, learning how to weigh off your bike and that sort of stuff. I think that's pretty critical information.
Yeah. Hopefully
Absolutely.
they can go back to the mountain bike soon.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Nah,
Nice. All right. Thanks, mate.
always a pleasure.
Cheers.
Yeah.
See you, mate.
Cheers, Sam.
Cheers, mate.
What a legend. What
What
an
a nice
absolute
guy.
legend.
Yeah.
I know.
So cool.
He's so good. And I kind of actually forgot to bring it up, but the dude has raced like EWS, XC World Cups and baggies on like a semi-trail bike. I think he raced road a bit when he was younger. Like, man, he's done it all. And this is just an epic journey.
Is he rivaling Leicester for like most versatile cyclist in New Zealand?
Oh, I reckon
I reckon he's got Leicester
understudy.
covered.
Hmm.
Although Leicester might
has he
have him
done
covered
it?
on dirt jumping and that sort of thing. You
What
know,
about
like,
Leicester's got
mini
history.
velodrome?
yeah, Leicester's got him covered on indoor mini velodrome, but I was just remembering I have seen clips of Sam doing flips mid-enduro or like Super D race in Rotorua. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he's
but
uh
Has
he's got some tricks.
Sam Shaw been sponsored by Havoc Streetwear?
Mm,
No, probably not, and probably not Dirty Dog either.
Nah.
So yeah, if
I
only
mean,
Leicester
point
was
Leicester,
here to
right?
put his claim in.
Put his
Um,
case.
All right, we should really finish up these OTB awards that we've slightly got into. So we got Ollie Clark, New Zealand Male Rider of the Year, New Zealand Female Rider of the Year. This one should be
Easy.
pretty obvious.
Easy.
It was a whitewash. Sammy Maxwell just
Sammy
absolutely
Max.
dominated it. How could she not? If people had forgotten about her, they would have lost their mind.
She's New Zealand Mountain Biker of the Year, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Overall.
It's New Zealand sports person of the year.
Without a doubt.
do you reckon she'll get a
Hellberg
Hellberg Award?
Yeah.
She should.
I
Should
hope
do.
so. She
She probably
deserves it.
won't, but
Nah,
she
it'll
should.
go to something stupid.
It'll
Um,
go to a retired All Black.
International Male Rider of the Year. Any guesses?
International?
Is Ollie Clark an
Yeah.
international? Oh, as a not a
Nah,
Kiwi.
it's not a.
Oh,
it's not
like-
a Kiwi.
Oh, okay.
Kiwi
Sam-
is riding on the international scene.
No, it's not 2007 anymore. Unfortunately,
International
Much as I'd
Rider
love
of
it
the
to be.
Year.
It'll be Jackson Goldstone. It would have to be.
yeah. Again, another pretty much whitewash.
Is he the people's champ?
Jackson. I think he is the people's champ at the moment. Nah, I think Bruni might be the people's champ. I think Bruni's got to that point where he's the old guy who people
Yeah.
really want to win. And so he's now got that, like, Jackson's kind of the upstart young kid who's coming in and is flashy, and Bruni's still just like Papa Bruni's the guy you want to see him win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Minna,
There's actually a really good Red Bull just put out a really good documentary recently on Bruni. I can't think of what. I think it was called Must Be Nice. It's worth a watch on this season. Really behind the scenes with like Mont Saint Anne in that when he doesn't start and everything like that. Has footage from him like getting his leg worked on, and yeah, pretty
I
good.
feel like they needed to do a bit of PR work on that because there was a lot of shitty conspiracy theories floating around.
Yeah, no, you watch that and it's pretty. And also Rob Warner, there's a Red Bull podcast that Rob Warner's done with him recently where he talks a bit about it. He basically said after Mont Saint Anne, he just like shut his phone off for
Yeah.
weeks.
Good
It's
We're
call.
like fair.
Well, he also had a baby,
International Female Rider of the Year.
Sammy Maxwell.
No. This was heavily skewed towards downhill from the voters.
Mm. So
Barney?
international's non-New Zealander, right?
No.
Valley.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty loose. We run a
Okay.
loose program here.
Okay.
I'll just put it out there because otherwise it was Valley.
It was Valley?
Valley got the vote. Gracie was a pretty close second.
I
There
thought
was
she
actually
might.
numerous mentions of Valley just because she raced in shorts.
Yeah, no,
So
it's
that
fair.
was-
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah,
The
no,
listeners
I'm
know.
aligned with that.
Yeah.
That works.
Best World Cup round went to La Tuile. That was probably my favourite race of the season.
Yeah,
New
that was pretty
course,
good.
I
good
can support
racing.
that was good fun.
Yeah.
Bike of the year.
This is an
You
easy
guys
one
will
for me.
love this one.
This is an
It
easy
was
one
the
for me.
V10.
Without
the
a
voters-
shadow of a doubt. It
The
was
voters voted the V10.
It was the
My
Zero
my
G2.
contract, my contract or upcoming contract negotiations say that the Santa Cruz Vala, actually, Kieran, was my favourite bike of the year.
Ah, look at him. That's brilliant. Love it.
Yep. And it's Chris's
You're,
too, by the way, and Lester's. We all love the Santa Cruz Vala. Just can't get enough.
Chris,
Yeah,
you know what Red Dog is realizing that the annual salary review is just around the corner.
Yep.
So he's really trying to put in for that few extra dollars for 2026.
Hey,
Yes.
on that topic, I haven't submitted my well-being budget request for this year. Can I roll it into next year and have double?
No, it has to be spent within the calendar year. Unfortunately,
Well, I'd
it's
agree.
not my call. That's HR. So
The Vala is not only...
It's a tax thing. It's a tax thing.
It is,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, because it's like it sits on the balance sheet as a liability,
Yeah,
right?
no, we can't have that.
Okay. I would say
the
the
frame-
Vala is not just the best e-bike in category at the moment. It's probably one of the bikes that's changed mountain biking the most in the last 10 years. Like, it's sort of done for the sport what dropper posts did for like how you put your seat down at the top of a hill.
Jesus,
Yes.
you should be in PR.
Yeah.
Frameworks was a close. Well, not. Frameworks was second place. They were close.
Nice.
They were sort of close.
No, I
They were close.
was trying to think of how the breakdown went. They were definitely the clear second favourite that people chose. Best co-host that is not you guys. So the best non-regular co-host. I didn't want to put you guys in for a vote because I was like, this isn't fair. It can't really come in and be like, yeah. And
Pick your favourite
Real
child,
Hunger
Kieran.
Games
Come on.
shit.
best non-regular co-host again went to Eddie Masters.
Yeah, that's
with
fair.
his brother a close second.
So are they in co-host territory now?
Well, I said non-regular, like a non-regular. They come in as a
Non-regular
co-host
co-host.
guest type of thing.
Are they sitting in the same salary band as us?
Above.
This is classic. I'm like the male guy who's been in the business for 45 years, hasn't had a promotion the entire time, and I'm still on the salary I was on in 1998.
They're the
Runs just
consultants.
Yeah, they
that's
get
it.
They're the
consultant rates.
consultants who come in and make bank.
100%. There's just students being hired out of university, just going straight into the C-suite. This is bullshit. Carry them out.
Crash of the year was the final one that final category we had in there. Gracie Hemstreet won that with her absolute ragdoll at the end of Monsignor into the crowd.
Yeah,
I've got a
that's
yes,
the one
but-
that stuck in my head. There was
Yes,
a couple.
but-
There was one from Ronan Dunn where he just died.
Well, there was Ronan Dunn multiple times, but
Mm.
hitting that massive rock at Tasmania was
Yeah.
definitely a Ronan Dunn peak crash for this year. Nina sending it over the wall ride, that was definitely a pretty high highlight of the crash reel.
The listeners have got this one wrong. Sorry, KB. You crashing your e-bike and getting taken to the hospital in a helicopter. That's by far away the crash of the year.
With no injuries.
Yeah, just because you'd run out of phone reception and you can get picked up.
Yeah. There was another one. Oh, I think my favourite one was actually Ryan Pinkerton hitting the start gate and crashing exactly 3 centimetres out of the start.
Is that a crash? I think just canvassing those crashes, Nina Hoffman's has got to be the best because it's the most it's a serious crash, but it's also the most comical. Like she rode to the top of a wall.
It was
kind of
impressive. So that's the long-awaited OTB awards. So they'll probably be cancelled for next year. Well,
the podcast.
Yeah, for the podcast, everything. It's over.
No, I think we're too big to fail now, KB. We're like, what's the name?
Apple.
Apple? Was it? What's the energy company? I can't remember.
Enron.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. We're Enron. That went alright though, eh?
We are
They
Enron.
went pretty good.
Yeah, I don't,
Everyone went all
I
right.
think the executives
nothing
got
wrong with it,
payouts in the end.
Gosh, I hope we get a payout.
Yeah. What's your highlight of the year, KB?
my highlight of the year. Man, I don't know. I don't have anything that springs to mind.
Just
My
in
older
general
brother
with the
has a saying
podcast.
that
Well, that's what I was. Is it a podcast related highlight or a life related highlight?
I'll take. Well, I'm assuming that any of your life related highlights are podcast related. So, two birds.
All right. One of my highlights is the fact that my son Oscar now quite enjoys going mountain biking. So that's been a
Yes.
highlight for me this year. Is taking him out mountain biking. That has been
That is a
that has
highlight.
been life highlight this year. That's been really cool. He's convinced me. I wasn't going to, but he wanted the video of him crashing sent into Pink Bike Friday Fails. So he's really hoping that he makes it onto Friday Fails because
Yes.
that's one of his favorite things to watch at the moment.
That's great. He's into
Oh,
it.
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's loving it. Yeah, what about you, Chris? Second child? Is that your highlight of the year?
I mean, yes. Gosh, that saying. My bike related
Non-child
highlight.
related.
My bike related highlight is probably also related to my son. My 3.5-year-old rode Crazy Horse, which is like according to the sign, it's a grade 4 trail. And I have a whole segment about grading issues on trails, but we're not going to bring it up today.
That's another
Send
podcast.
you the guidelines if
And-
you'd like.
Please do. I'd love to shred them. No, my little boy has got arguably better style on the bike than I do, and has had more
The
race
bar's
media.
low.
Yeah, he's just got he's got more talent than me, and he's 3.5. So that's a highlight, absolutely. The handful of rides I went on with you guys, definitely highlights.
Queen Charlotte, was that a highlight?
Yeah, that's a life highlight.
I feel like that's one of those life highlights that you probably should remember a lot of things from, like taking more
should learn from
clothing
it.
and more water.
Water.
What I'm confident in, KB, is that I won't learn from it. And that's the fun, isn't it? That's I like to enter these things with a sense of
That's the
adventure. I look forward to more of that next year.
Yeah. Red
Can
Dog?
we go for a social ride before the year is out, KB?
Yeah, we could probably do one in the next few days.
Yes. I got my shock there. Actually, I do have a community shout out because, and I was going to ask Lester about this as someone who's a bit of an expert on the media and how to handle a media profile. But now that I've got a platform, I want to use it for good, and I
Didn't
want
you
to
just
shout
quit
out.
before?
No, I didn't quit. I just asked if I could combine my wellbeing budgets, but I can't.
Oh, right.
But we'll talk about that afterwards. No, Nick from is it Nelson Suspension Tech?
Yep.
Nelson Suspension Centre.
That's it. Nelson Suspension Tech.
I dropped my shock into him the other day because I blew it up, and he said, "No worries, I can do that tomorrow." And he just did it, and it was awesome. And he's a legend. So thanks, Nick.
Nick
Take your
is
shot
a
for Nick.
legend. He's an all-round good guy, and he also organises the Super D series over
Really?
the summer.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Oh.
he's great for the community. Good dude. Really good
Fantastic.
dude here in Nelson.
More Nick in my life next year.
Hey, did you realise that? So he's Nelson Suspension Tech, and his name is Nick Elson. So if you take N and Elson, it's Nelson.
He's a branding genius as well.
Yep. There you go.
Brilliant. But there's some good people in this
Well
town.
done.
Red Dog, you should move here.
No, I don't need the suspension on a trail bike service. Doesn't get any time.
He doesn't ride his trail bike.
The good thing is Red Dog could move here. He just ride here.
Yeah.
He's
I
like
have,
a Red Dog's like a
I have
snail.
done before. Yeah.
I could see them moving here and Pip coming with the children and the dog and all their shit. And Red Dog's like, yeah, I'm actually going to catch the ferry at 3 a.m. and I'm just going to ride across to Nelson. I'll see you when we get there.
Yeah. That'd work quite well.
Red Dog, what was your
Yeah.
highlight of the year?
Riding really far, probably. That was pretty fun.
That was a big ride.
Yeah, that was good.
And the was Renegades did that rank above the Kaharangi?
Yeah, it did
We did a
actually.
couple this year.
Probably. Yeah. Did a couple of long ones this year. I think it did, just because it was an actual event. And that was quite a cool challenge. So yeah, that was cool. There's some good, really cool parts of that. Podcast wise, I really liked how we would set a theme for a podcast every week, and inevitably we would just be off straight away. Like the World Cup was really just we would just schedule in a podcast after a World Cup as sort
It's
of
essentially just a reason for us to get together for a podcast.
Yeah. KB would say a few results, and then it'd be off. I like that.
Mm.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good outlet.
I think we need to do a live one in 2026.
I think we do too.
We need to get this live podcast off the ground somewhere.
I'm worried no one would come.
Or
Is
it'll
it
just be our
live as in
mates.
is it live as in like where we've got an audience, or just live as in like all four of us sit together?
Well, there's two.
I'm sorry. I just got an image of us sitting on the stage in like the Regent Theatre in Palmerston North or something, and we're just sitting in leather armchairs, and there's 6 people in the crowd, and it's our families.
Yeah.
And the crowd, and the curtains go up.
So there's two theories I have here. Well, 2 versions I have. One is doing a live one where all 4 of us are actually in the same room for once, finally. Another one is doing it with an audience. But probably the first one's more realistic.
Well, it's going to be it's going to be tough. I mean, it'd be good though, because
for the
we'll be able to
listeners.
go out for dinner with our parents afterwards. They'll be in the audience and they'll be about it.
We would probably want to schedule it at a mountain bike event so there was mountain bike people around.
I think we should do it at a mountain bike event.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like the OTB pits. In fact, here's a concept for next year: the OTB pits at an event. And there's lots of event opportunities for this because did I read the Day-Night Thrillers coming back?
It is. I sent that to the group chat. It's sponsored
there,
by
right?
Cat Eye still as well, which is unreal. I
That's
didn't even know Cat Eye was
Does
still
the
a
even
brand.
exist? That's
They
incredible.
are not still a brand. Surely not. Hang on.
Apparently.
What do they make? Do they still make the computers with 2 buttons?
Computers with wheel speed sensors on them.
Yes.
None of this GPS shit.
That's awesome.
Cat Eye.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. An in-person, live, 24-hour podcast.
Instead of us riding, should we just do a 12-hour marathon podcast in the pits?
No, I think we should do. I think we do a podcast at the Moon Ride. Is it Moon Ride or Day Night Thriller? Which one is it?
I think it's the Moon Ride.
Okay, at the Moon Ride. But the rider has to be mic'd up,
Moon.
and so
It's gonna take a lot
you
of
head out
editing.
on your lap, and you're just getting peppered with chat the whole way.
That would be great.
Moonride, yeah, Moonride would be a goodie.
There's a few festivals on next year. Next year's the year of mountain bike festivals.
This is what the people want now. They just want to go and have a good time.
Do you think
Do a
mountain
bit of
biking
social competition if they want to.
Is it growing? Is it looking bigger?
Oh, I'm excited
As
for
a-
mountain
as a
biking in
sport?
2026. I think it's hit the mainstream, and now it's filtering into like it's gone from being a mainstream sport to a cool mainstream sport.
Oh, I would never say that.
All those people at high school that thought we were losers, and
Yeah,
now
fuck
look
off.
who's laughing.
They will
now
be-
look who's got an amateur podcast.
I think that was actually one of my favorite things when I moved back to Nelson was seeing all these people I went to school with, and they're like, "Man, I got into mountain biking a couple of years ago, and it's so good." And like, I go ride this trail, and I'm like, "No shit, this is what I was telling you 15 years ago at high school, and you guys just thought I was this weirdo mountain biker, like." Because there was six of us at school that rode bikes.
Look,
Now
they're
I'm just
still
an
right.
adult weirdo mountain biker, and you've all joined me.
Now I'm just a bitter adult weirdo mountain bike. No, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for for mountain biking to be part of things like the Spectacle, I reckon that's going to happen. Shout out to the Spectacle team for putting on a great event in Nelson, and personal request to bring mountain biking into it.
But I think I'd still want to run because that's my one run a year.
Oh my!
You got to do.
Oh dear!
I think a confession at the end, towards the end of the podcast. I think I'm done with these long distance mountain bike events.
Oh, he's calling it. Is this like when he decides that he's done with enduro?
Could be.
You know what's going to happen
come
next year?
back.
My goal for next year is to ride a downhill bike more than once.
Excellent.
I'm going to do a downhill race next year.
Yeah, good.
So I'm
planning on going to Mountain Hut in January. Do you want to come race at Mountain Hut? It's only 4 weeks to go. You should be fine.
Is it a scary track?
You'll be alright.
Could be.
January,
Probably
no, too early.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I've still, baby needs to be older than 6 months.
Yeah, fair.
I did myself a massive concussion with my first child at 10 weeks old, and I don't have matches to burn on that one, so I've got to give it at least 6 months before I go and do that again. But yeah, ride a downhill bike next year. Let's ride downhill bikes.
Absolutely.
My goal conflicts with Kieran's goal because I wanted to get Kieran to ride really far.
You want to ride more endurance.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to. He wants to ride less far, which is a problem.
Yeah.
So we'll meet in the
My
middle.
goal is to ride less far. Yep.
I'd like to do another. I'd like to do at least another big ride next year.
Yeah, there'll be one or two.
I'd like
but
to do a 150k ride next year.
I just don't know if I can.
Nice.
Don't know if I can dedicate myself to all the months that goes into like doing one event. Like I love doing the Walker, but man, I just bury myself and obsess over it for like a few months leading up to it, and then like Red Dog this year, he gets sick like just before it, and it's just
You
I don't know
guys
if I
gotta,
can.
You can
you got to learn to
guarantee
let go.
someone
You're
gets
holding
sick.
on too tight. I think I'm starting to operate to the idea of like be at a place where I can get off the couch and take part respectfully.
Stay ready, so you
Do
don't got
alright.
to get ready.
That's it.
Yeah.
Be ready to run out the door and fight that war.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I mean, maybe if I don't concuss myself in March this next year, I probably will have a better build up and not spend quite some time off my bike.
So next year we're going to build a good base and ride downhill bikes.
Perfect. I'm here for it.
That sounds fun. I've got an hour, bro.
I've got an hour. I love
I've
it.
got an
We
hour.
are starting a club called I've Got an Hour.
I've got an
I'm
hour.
here for it. And the only rule is that nothing can be organised. It's literally going to be like 10 minutes pre-ride. Oh shit, I've got an hour and this is where I'm heading if anyone wants to join me. And it will always be solo rides because no one else has that hour at the same time.
100%. And so we're going to have a Swiss flag on the logo because the did you know this? The Swiss has the highest number of rifles per capita or something. So every single man in Switzerland is a trained military expert, but no one has ammunition in the house. So essentially, they're all ready to go at any one time. So my problem with this concept is I'm very rarely ready to go. So third probably priority for me is going to be always on bike maintenance. But that's where Nick comes in. So thanks, Nick.
What you should do is have, when you finish each ride, just lay out the clothing for the next ride next to the bike. So you know that you can just go to the garage, put a full water bottle on the bike. You can just run out there, have a muesli bar in the pocket of your shorts. This is what you need in your life.
This sounds good. I need more Bosch water bottles.
I could probably help with that.
Me too. Mine are gross.
Perfect. I look forward to it. So we're building a base and we're running down the bikes next year.
All right.
Like
and
it.
apologies if you've just wasted your I've got an hour by listening to us for an hour. But I reckon with that, we should call it a year. We done? We're going to call it a year?
Shall we?
Yeah, we won't come back for an episode next week.
Social ride Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night.
Let's take this offline. Maybe Christmas Day. There's a good chance to escape
Merry
the family.
Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, thanks
If
for
you've
the
spent
support,
some time
everyone,
listening to us
over
this
the
year, yeah, we appreciate you and we'll see you in 2026.
Over.
I look forward to it. Bye-bye.